imagination. Now, let's go to our other big political story of the day, the big super suspense over Prime Minister Modi's cabinet reshuffle. It's getting bigger. And right now, as we speak, as we bring you this live broadcast, there are things happening and wheels turning. The much-awaited reshuffle is likely to be held at 10:30 a.m. on Thursday, the day after tomorrow. Several BJP leaders considered to be Mantri hopefuls are meeting party president J.P. Nadda tomorrow morning. India Today has learnt that technocrats, young professionals could be part of this new cabinet, new joinees. Pallavi Saha brings you the latest of what we know.
Nail-biting suspense over Team Modi's mega rejig gets bigger. Modi cabinet's reshuffle likely on Thursday at 10:30 a.m. But only three men know who's in and who's out, as the Mantri hopefuls wait in anxious silence.
ना इसमें मैं तय करने वाला हूं, ना आपको इन्फॉर्म करने वाला हूं. जो उचित लोग हैं वही इस पे आपको कोई जानकारी दे पाएंगे.
Several senior BJP leaders rushed to Delhi, triggering more speculation. Jyotiraditya Scindia, who successfully pulled off a coup against Kamal Nath in Madhya Pradesh last year, has dashed to the capital.
3 दिवस के दौरे को समाप्त करके मैं अभी दिल्ली पहुंचा। कोई खबर होगी तो मैं आप लोगों को जरूर।
Former Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal, Apna Dal leader Anupriya Patel and Rajya Sabha MP Narayan Rane are in the national capital too to meet BJP Chief J.P. Nadda.
देखो विशेष कुछ होगा तो जरूर बताएंगे. आपको कोई छुपा सकते हैं क्या?
Sources have told India Today over 20 new faces will be inducted into the cabinet, while several sitting mantris may be dropped. The first Modi 2.0 cabinet rejig might include fresh faces from Bengal, Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh. With the UP elections less than a year away, alliance partners Apna Dal and Nishat Party might be accommodated in the cabinet. BJP ally JDU has demanded 4 ministerial berths in Team Modi. Senior JDU leader RCP Singh has rushed to Delhi to hold further discussions.
बातचीत करके जो कुछ भी होना है उसी के हिसाब से होगा. माननीय आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी चाहेंगे उसी के हिसाब से जो भी होना होगा होगा.
On the other hand, LJP faction headed by Chirag Paswan's estranged uncle might also be accommodated. The Modi cabinet reshuffle might also ease the burden off shoulders of ministers who are handling multiple portfolios like Hardeep Puri, Narendra Singh Tomar, Ravi Shankar Prasad and Prakash Javadekar.
The much-anticipated cabinet reshuffle is now just around the corner. Keeping in mind upcoming state elections, the centre is expected to balance out both regional and caste equations in this latest rejig. It is also being seen as a mid-term course correction for the central government, whose handling of the COVID-19 pandemic and some aspects of its fallout has faced some amount of criticism. With camera person Ashok Bhanot, Pallavi Saha in Delhi for India Today.
Let's go straight across to India Today's Pallavi Saha reporting on this evolving story right through today. Sleepless nights for many ministers and hopefuls, Pallavi, at this time. Many have flown in from different parts of the country, into the national capital. I can only imagine the political tenterhooks on which everyone is sitting right now. The best of what we know, Pallavi, correct me if I'm wrong, is that J.P. Nadda, the BJP president, will be meeting many of these hopefuls tomorrow, but nobody's going to know anything for sure until Thursday morning. Am I right?
Absolutely. It might be slightly indicative as the cars go into the residence of JP Nadda 7B Motilal Nehru Marg tomorrow, that possibly this gentleman who's driving in, is going to be sworn in on the 8th morning. But yes, it's pretty much down to that, and those who have confirmed, in fact, to us that yes, they've been asked to reach Delhi. They've not been given any sort of specific information as to why, but they've been told, some of them have been told, that they are expected to meet Mr. J.P. Nadda and they'll receive that call. So they've landed over here and they're waiting for that call as to what time are they expected to reach J.P. Nadda's residence tomorrow. So a lot of the BJP probables will be reaching J.P. Nadda's residence tomorrow, and hopefully day after they will be sworn in as part of Prime Minister Modi's Union Council of Ministers. But not everyone has received their call yet, Shiv. This is mostly calls which have gone out to out-of-towners. So people who need to come into Delhi, they've received their calls. There are many of them who are parked right here, who are from outside as well. A couple of them from West Bengal and other states who are right now in Delhi, but are yet to receive their calls. So yes, like you rightly pointed out, a lot of them currently on tenterhooks, waiting to possibly receive that call, and possibly the media isn't helping very much when we do call them and ask them, sir, have you received that much anticipated call?
Incredible. You know, have you got the call? Sounds like such an innocuous question, and yet it really means everything as far as the next steps for all of these politicians is concerned. I can only imagine how much coffee they must be drinking to stay awake, so they probably don't miss that call. I mean, probably the most important phone call of their lives. Poulomi, thanks so much for being with me this evening. Poulomi's work doesn't stop, obviously, because this is going to stretch into the night, and we will continue to report on the updates that she and her team bring us late into tonight. The big Centre versus Twitter showdown, meanwhile, is raging separately in the Delhi High Court over the latter's non-compliance, even now with the new information technology rules. The High Court has refused to grant any protection to Twitter Incorporated and held that the Centre, the Modi government, is free to take any action against the social media giant. Nalini Sharma brings you the full story. This is an important one. Watch it.
Multiple FIRs in the Ghaziabad assault case. Back-to-back summons to top officials. Under fire for wrongly depicting India's map. At loggerheads with the government over the new IT rules. There is no end to Twitter's woes. And on Tuesday, it received a fresh blow from the court. The Delhi High Court pulled up the microblogging site while hearing a plea on Twitter's non-compliance of the new IT rules. The High Court questioned the delay in appointment of grievance officer and refused to grant any protection to Twitter. It also said that Centre was free to take any action against the social media platform for defying the law. HC granted a day's time to Twitter, asking it to be ready with answers on its compliance.
Today, the Delhi High Court wrapped Twitter, calling upon them to give answers as to how long it's going to take them to comply with all of the provisions mentioned under the new ID rules. A single judge bench of Justice Rekha Palli stated that Twitter cannot be given an indefinite time to comply with the laws of the land, and that the central government was free to take any and every action against Twitter as per the laws, considering that no protection had been granted to Twitter.
The strongly worded observations came after Twitter admitted to not complying with new IT norms, which makes appointment of a grievance officer mandatory. The Centre, which earlier disclosed an end to Twitter's immunity over breach of law, said that the tech giant is willfully ignoring legal requirements.
जो ट्विटर है वो अपने आप को भारतीय संविधान और कानून और सरकार से सर्वोपरि ना समझे। एक प्राइवेट कंपनी है जो यहाँ पे प्रॉफिट बनाने आई है और उसकी जिम्मेदारी बनती है, जैसे वो किसी अन्य देश में जाके बिजनेस करेगी, उनकी जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि देश का कानून तो मानना पड़ेगा। आइए यहाँ बिजनेस कीजिए, लेकिन देश के कानून के हिसाब से कीजिए। जैसे आपको अमेरिका का मानना पड़ेगा जहाँ की आप कंपनी है, वैसे ही आपको इस देश का मानना पड़ेगा।
The Delhi High Court observation came after a plea by advocate Amit Acharya, who has accused Twitter of defying Indian law. Will Twitter, which briefly locked IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad's handle amid face-off with the government, finally blink? With Nalini Sharma in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Incremental good news for world travelers after the global shutdown and flight bans. Germany, a very important partner and destination for Indian travelers, has announced that it is lifting the entry ban and easing travel restrictions on travelers from India and for other countries where the Delta variant is widespread. German Ambassador to India Walter Lindner told India Today's Geeta Mohan that Indian students will still need negative RT-PCR test results before boarding any flight into Germany. Students will need to be in quarantine for 10 days or take tests after 5 days. However, students don't need tests if they are fully vaccinated. The change eases a ban on entry for travelers who are not German residents or citizens, instead meaning anyone will be able to enter as long as they observe quarantine and testing rules.
will Germany acknowledge or recognize India-made vaccines? That's Covishield made in India, Covaxin in India, Moderna from India, or even Sputnik made in India?
Yeah, you see, we have, if you have followed my tweets, I have announced a week ago that German government has acknowledged and has accepted Covishield as an equivalent of AstraZeneca. So we, as Germany, we accept Covishield. Now, if some student or you come to Germany double vaccinated with Covishield, then you are as free as any citizen. You can leave the airport and that's it. Now, with Covaxin, that's a different story because Covaxin is not yet recognized by the WHO. That's why we can't accept the Covaxin yet. But once it is accepted by the WHO and registered there, then it's a different step.
Meanwhile, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has announced ending COVID-19 restrictions in England in 2 weeks' time. That means wearing masks outside will not be mandatory any longer. A final decision will be taken on the 12th of July. Here's that full story.
No compulsory masks. No enforcing of social distancing. End to compulsory work from home norms. England is set for landmark end to sweeping COVID restrictions, as per the plans set out by British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. In 2 weeks' time, England may return to the normalcy which the world was accustomed to before pandemic struck. The restrictions may end on July the 19th. However, a final decision will come on July 12th.
We will end the 1 metre plus rule. It will no longer be necessary for government to instruct people to work from home.
Johnson, however, said he will personally stick to wearing masks.
Will I personally wear a mask? I think that, as I said earlier on, it will depend on the circumstances.
Under the plan, nightclubs will be allowed to reopen and there will be no limits on capacity for hospitality venues. Social distancing guidelines will be scrapped. The new health policy may have a cautious beginning in England, but not for Scotland, Wales or Northern Ireland.
It's very often not the big outdoor environment itself, it's the indoor environments with crowded spaces around that become the risk for spreading, and that's where most super spreading events have occurred, in those sorts of environments.
The decision comes at a time when threat of Delta variant is growing in UK. The ongoing Euro Championship has sparked fears of massive COVID spread, with over 60,000 fans expected in Wembley Stadium for semi-finals and the final.
A third wave and the projections when we outlined the roadmap were for sadly more hospitalizations and sadly more death.
Britain has recorded more than 128,000 coronavirus deaths till date, the highest in Western Europe. Bureau Report, India Today.
Welcome back. Straight to our fact check segment here on India Today. Stan Swamy was chained to a hospital bed a few days before his death, says a lot of posts floating around and going viral on social media. Viral image is actually of a murder convict in UP's Etah. It has nothing to do with Father Stan Swamy, who died of natural causes in a hospital. He passed away yesterday. Well, that's it on this particular show. Keep watching India Today. Coming up next is To The Point.